Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And hello there. How are you today, you gods of English? Well, I feel fine, and I hope that you feel fine too. Did you sleep well? Did you have a good breakfast? Was your coffee the correct temperature? Were your eggs fresh this morning? Were the egg yolks a beautiful yellow colour? Good. In that case, your day started well, and it's still going well. Now, let's continue that vibe with some English fun. Now today, it's time to look at will again. Do you remember Will? Of course you remember Will. After all, you are a god of English. So we all know that we remember Will. But just to be on the safe side, let's run through what we learned about will. Now, we learned that we use will with the infinitive form. We start with the subject, I, you, Alfredo, Loretta Sweat. Then we add will, and then the infinitive, see, be, work, eat. Now, one of the great things about will is the fact that it doesn't change. It's the same for all the personal pronouns. I will, you will, he, she, it will, we will, you will, they will. It doesn't matter if the personal pronoun is singular, I, you, he, she, it, or plural, we, you, they. It's the same word, will, for all of them. I will, you will, he will, she will, it will, we will, you will, they will. Now, will is the full version, but you all know that we prefer to use the short version when we can. So, I'll, you'll, he'll, she'll, it'll, we'll, you'll, they'll. Now, we also use the word not to make the negative of will. Will not is the full version, but we all prefer to use the short version, don't we? And what's the short version of will not? Won't. Great. And once again, nothing changes when we use won't. We don't have to worry about adding an extra s or es, no. For all the personal pronouns, it's won't. I won't, you won't, he won't, she won't, it won't, we won't, you won't, they won't. Fantastic! Mr. Happiness and Miss Octopussy. Great! So when we use will and when we use the negative version won't, we don't have to worry about changing anything. We use will with the infinitive and we use won't with the infinitive. Okay, and what about questions? Well, like the other questions in English, we have to change the word order. We move will to the start of the sentence and we put a question mark at the end to show that it's a question. So the sentence, Frodi will win the championship this season, becomes, will Frodi win the championship this season? Okay, good. Now, we know that we use will for the future. Now, we often combine will with I think. I think I'll go home after the match. I don't think he'll come to school today. Do you think Brazil will win the next World Cup? Now, one other thing. about will is that we can use the word shall as a synonym for will when we use the personal pronouns I and we. So, we can say, I shall be late this evening, I will be late this evening. There's no difference between the two. The full form is shall, and the short form is which means that in most sentences, it's impossible to tell if we're using will or shall. It's not important. I'll be late this evening. We can't tell if the is will or shall, but it's not important. Now, the important thing is that we use shall with I and we, but not with the other personal pronouns. For the other personal pronouns, you, he, she, it, you, and they, we only use will. All right, now let's get back to will, shall we? Now we know that we use will to talk about the future. We also know that we often use will with I think. Now we often also use will when we offer to do something for someone. I'll open the door for you, for example. I'll do the washing up. Or, you cooked, so I'll do the washing up. I can see that you're blind, so I'll drive. Now that the doctor has amputated your feet, I'll throw your shoes away. Okay. Now, we often say I think I'll or I don't think I'll when we decide to do something. I'm tired. I think I'll go to bed. I'm thirsty. I think I'll go to the pub. I'm not hungry. I don't think I'll eat lunch today. I need to lose weight. I think I'll go on a diet. We have to be careful not to use the present simple in sentences like these. In these sentences, where we decide to do something when we speak, or when we offer to do something, we can't say, you cook dinner, so I do the washing up. We have to say, you cook dinner, so I'll do the washing up. We can't say, I open the door for you. We have to say, I'll open the door for you. Now, we can also use shall I and shall we to ask if it's a good idea. I can say, it's a lovely day. Shall we walk to the basilica? I can ask, shall I ask her and her husband to come to the party next week? Now, Mabel, Mabel, queen of my heart, do us a favour and show us the chart. Here's a table showing the Benchfield Kids' afternoon diary for this week. Okay, well, blimey, by the god of Indonesian bing bong music, the kids are very busy, aren't they? Okay now, when we look at that chart, we can see where the kids will be and what they will be doing. So, we can say that on Mondays, John will be at football practice. Tim will be at the chess club. Elizabeth will be at a dance lesson. Doreen will be at skateboard club. On Friday, John's afternoon will be free. I think on Friday afternoon, John will be chatting on his computer. He won't be practicing his trombone, he'll be on his computer. Now, on Tuesday and Thursday, we can see that Tim will be at computer club, and he'll be at his golf lesson on Wednesday. Doreen will have a free afternoon on Tuesday. I wonder what she'll do. Maybe she'll practice drawing for her art class on Thursday. Or maybe she'll take some photos to show at her photography class on Friday. I think she'll practice her bass guitar. She'll have a bass guitar lesson on Wednesday. So I think she'll practice in her free time on Tuesday afternoon. Now, let's have a look at some more sentences, and this time we'll decide together which one is correct. I'll call you later, or I call you later. Okay. I like basketball. I watch, or I'll watch a lot of basketball on TV. I need some milk. I think I go, or I think I'll go to the shop. It's raining. I don't think I go, or I don't think I'll go running. Okay. Now, what do you think for the first one? Yes, the correct answer is, I'll call you later. And why? Well, do you remember? We learned that when we use will, we often use it to offer something or when we decide to do something. And in those situations, we don't use the present simple. Okay. Now, what about number 2? Now here, the situation is different. We're talking about things in general, not about an offer to do something, and not about a decision. Here, we're talking about things in general. So here, I watch is correct. I like basketball. I watch a lot of basketball on TV. Good. Now, what about number 3? Well, the person decided now, when they are speaking, to go to the shop to get some milk. So the correct answer is, I think I'll go to the shop. Okay. And what about the last one? What about number 4? Well, again, in number 4, the person decided at the moment of speaking. So we use will again. The correct answer is, I don't think I'll go running. Great. Fantastic. Well done, all of you. And now, yes, you know who's coming, don't you? Yes, it's your friend and mine, Enid Fotherington Smythe. Enid, take it away.
Well, hello, people. Hello, hello. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, restaurants. Now imagine, silly me. I forgot to tell you about a very important part of going to a restaurant, asking for the bill. Now, when you finish your meal, all you have to do is get the waiter's attention. How? Do you remember? That's right. We say, excuse me. And then you say to the waiter, I'd like the bill, please. Or, I'd like to pay, please. The waiter will say, certainly. And will probably ask, would you like to pay with cash or with a credit card? After you tell the waiter how you'd like to pay, he'll bring the bill to your table. When you get the bill, it's always a good idea to check the bill to make sure that the waiter brought you your bill, not someone else's bill. After you check that everything is in order, you can ask the waiter if service is included. Is service included? If it is, then the bill will show that the restaurant automatically charges 10% or 12% extra. If service is not included, you decide how much you want to tip. Normally, you leave the tip in cash after the waiter brings you your change. But if you're paying with a credit card, you can tell the waiter how much you want to pay, including your tip. After that, all you need to do is stand up, collect your coat, and leave. Simple. And that's all from me today. Toodaloo, pip pip, chitty bye.
And there she goes. Goodbye, Enid. And we're going too. That's all the time we've got for today's lesson. Okay, I'll see you all next lesson. You've been watching M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. And don't forget, you can check out all of our videos and more at the website www.m5tv.hu. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not George Clooney, and I'm not Danny DeVito. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'll see you next time. See you later. Bye.